I want to bounce to something you played over the holidays because it's something I really, really want to play. Dispatch.
Oh, oh my god, I put Ark
Sort
Raiders
of
on
like
here.
this game that came out of nowhere at the end of the year, and then suddenly everyone was talking about it. It was up for rewards. I would say I would never have predicted that the months prior to it launching, knowing it was like a
Yeah,
Telltale-esque thing.
same. It was this game, just kind of not. I wouldn't even say it was on my radar. I just knew of it.
Mm.
Um, and then it launched to. I mean, was it critical acclaim? I know a lot of people loved it. So I think it reviewed pretty well, and it did get
Mm.
nominated for 1 or 2 awards at the Game Awards. And yeah, is it made by former Telltale devs? Pretty much.
Yes, as far as I understand,
Okay.
it is. Yeah.
My God, yeah. So if you enjoyed Telltale games of yesteryear, like The Walking Dead, the classic Telltale games, this feels like a real evolution in that it is that interactive story where you are just watching like a comic book or a movie or whatever play out, and you're making choices, and it is like, oh, everyone will remember that, or someone disliked that or whatever, and inevitably
Mm.
you'll see like, oh, you know your choices led down this path. If you replayed the game, it might take you down a different path. But I think what they
Mm-hmm.
really nailed in this game is that they also included like an actual game loop in it, um, which is what the game, it's called Dispatch. You work as a dispatcher um, for this agency, and your whole role as Robert, the main character, is to dispatch like this like super low tier team of reformed villains, basically. And dispatching is, if you're looking at the video feed, it's this mini game that happens in every episode where you have your team that all have strengths and weaknesses. You get calls and you have to choose like, okay, cool. The call could be a simple thing of there's a cat stuck up a tree. Who do you send to save the cat? From that to like, oh, there's a bank robbery. And these things can you know alternate between super severe, super simple. But what happens is when the call comes in, it'll be like, okay, cool, there's a giant monster attacking the city. Send
Mm-hmm.
somebody who's like strong, but they'll never tell you like the actual keyword you need. They'll never say like send a strength hero. They'll use like a synonym or a description. You have to go like, who would be best suited for this role? Let me send
Mm-hmm.
them, whatever. Or more than one person. Let me send 2 or 3 or 4 people. And then obviously when you send a hero, like they're gone for that amount of time. They've got to come back and rest. So if another mission comes in where you need a strength hero, but you've sent your strength hero out, it's like this weird thing of you've got to balance out how are you doing these things. And
Okay.
it's a good gameplay loop. As you play the game, your heroes also get stronger, they level up, and you can allocate the points. So I think
Oh,
every
cool.
hero's got like an archetype of, this is your hero who's like generally quite fast. So you can lean into that, go like, yeah, I'm just going to keep putting points into speed. Or you go, actually, I want a bit of an all-rounder, like maybe speed and intellect. And you'll sit and you'll level up your 7 to 8 heroes throughout the game. And obviously the dispatch calls get harder because your heroes level up and the calls get harder. And narratively, it all ties together.
Mm-hmm.
I won't spoil it, but your dude Robert is like a hero who's very experienced, and there's a reason he's in this role, because he knows how to handle situations. But the team don't like him. Like I said, it's predominantly like ex-villains who have like kind of reforming into this program, to reintegrate into society as heroes. And it's basically you trying to like get them to work together. And that's the moments before and after the minigame. Like the actual narrative is the story of, how does Robert it's kind of spoilery, but it happens very soon at the beginning of the game. Like there's a reason he's no longer being a hero and
Mm-hmm.
put to this desk job. And it's
Mm-hmm.
just such a fun game to play and to like actually watch. I picked it up over the December break again because of I'd heard about it and I was like, well, I just
Mm-hmm.
want like an 8 to 10 hour game. It's not expensive either. It was like
Mm-hmm.
250, 300 rand. Played it and I must have finished it like in 2 days. I inhaled this game. There's 8 episodes, I think, and they're like
Okay.
45 minutes to an hour long each.
Oh, okay. Nice
So
and
it
brisk. Okay.
you can like play an episode in the evening, or you can just do like, I don't just like inhale 3 to 4 in one go, whatever. But yeah, really, really fun. Even just the visual style and how the story comes together, it's so much fun. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed playing it, and I think a lot of people would get joy out of this game.
Yeah, I'm really keen to give it a go, because I think, like you said, there's this gameplay aspect to it which I think is far more involved than a lot of the Telltale ones were. I mean, those were fundamentally adventure games, very point and click. But I think sometimes they were hit or miss with those sorts of things. This seems like it's got a bit more meat to it, but I get the sense from just hearing people talk about it that there's just really good character moments and really good story moments in this that maybe you wouldn't expect from the premise itself.
No.
And I'm really keen to know what those are and get stuck into all these characters, because they seem like quite varied and cool.
Yeah. The writing's very sharp. Like, there's good humor, and there is a lot of character growth. Just the overall narrative, I felt, was pretty strong as well. Like, at no point was like, oof, like this, the story falls short because X, or the ending didn't land or whatever. Like, no, I thought really cool, pretty original story as well. I mean, we live in a world where, God, there's the typical stuff we expect from Marvel, through to like the more gray area, dark stuff of like The Boys and Invincible, where heroes are, they can be like actually bad and murder people or whatever. This sort of sits somewhere in the middle where, I don't know, you look at the heroes, they're all like bright and they've got strong personalities, but they swear they're normal people. It's just such an interesting story for me, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'm keen. I've heard some people say that it's sometimes a bit too crass, or a bit too, like where there's a lot of swearing for no reason, but then others countering it by saying, well, if you've never worked in like a workplace, this is kind of how people talk as well.
Yeah.
It's very unfiltered. And I guess, if your character or your roster of characters are reformed villains, they're also just like terrible people.
Yeah, exactly.
By virtue of that. So of course they're going to talk like terrible people, if that makes sense. So yeah. There's some cool, I'm just looking at the footage here. There's some cool looking guys. There's a bat dude whose name is Sonar, which is quite fun. Quite like that. There's a devil lady, Malevola.
Malevola, she's voiced by Lana Pierce.
Oh, is that the character? I knew she was a voice voice artist. Yeah, I didn't know which character. Yeah. Okay.
No, it's funny because you get your, the abilities you see, or it's the sort of thing you would expect. Like, Flambe is basically the Human Torch, but he's it's good fun. It's like, you have to play this game.
And Aaron Paul is the main character, correct?
Yes, which I didn't realize. I must have played like a good hour or two. I was like, man, I just can't put my finger on this voice. I just can't, I knew there was like quite a cast of characters. I looked at it, I was like, holy shit, it's Aaron Paul. How the hell did they get him for this role? He nails it. He's like a great voice actor. Own that character.
Man, I hope at some point he just says science bitch.
Science
at
bitch.
Some point. Like,
the production quality in this game it's phenomenal. Like, it is a good thing where you're watching a high quality like anime. Not even an anime, just like whatever, the animation and just the way things play out. And, it's one of those things, you're busy watching it happen, but you have to also interact. Like, you've got to click, it's like quick time events, whatever. It just surprised me, I think, is what I'm going for. Like, I knew people loved it, but I didn't expect to love it as much as I did.
It's quite fascinating that this actually started out as, apparently it was pitched to Netflix as an animated show, and they passed on it.
Oh, no, they made a mistake.
It morphed into a game after that, which is, I wonder what would have happened if it never actually became a game and was just a series. Would it have been as popular?
Maybe not, but I mean, I could 100% see it just being a show where instead of this mini game in between stuff, it would just be different scenes of these heroes like doing these jobs, as opposed to these little icons on a screen going off to do whatever. But yeah, the gameplay loop itself, like such a simple premise, but I enjoyed it. I know it might hit or miss for some people. I know Jeff enjoyed it. Mick is playing and he's like, I just want to like enjoy the game as opposed to having it interrupted by these short moments of this mini game.
Oh, so he doesn't actually enjoy the minigame aspect.
Yeah,
of it.
I don't know.
Interesting.
Initially, I don't know if he's come around on it, but I know he wasn't enjoying. Like he just wants. So if you're watching the video feed, he just wants this. Like he wants to watch the story happen. As
Yeah.
opposed to having it interrupted by the actual gameplay. Yeah, it's good.
Interesting. Okay, I'm really keen to play it, and now that all the episodes are out and you can kind of just binge it, I think that's how I want to enjoy it. Even though it was kind of cool that their release schedule was weekly, so it was 2 episodes per week, which is not terrible. It's not like I think Telltale got a lot of shit, and rightfully so, for having like 3-4 months between episodes, which I think was outrageous. So.
That's too long. I mean,
Yeah,
I binged all of this,
way
but
too
if I was playing 1 or 2 episodes a week, that would have been like perfect.
Because that is kind of like a show, fundamentally. It's like you're getting your 2 hours per week, so that's not bad. Okay, I'm going to give that a go for sure. That's Dispatch.
You play it on your...
That's on console and PC, correct?
You got a Steam Deck. Yeah, play it on your Steam Deck.
Yeah, could give that. I've actually wanted to... I've mentioned it to Shania a bit, and I'm like, I actually want to play it with her, because it's like watching a show, and we can just
100% you could.
little Dispatch events together. Yeah, so... wanting to do that if we can find the time, because I think that'll be quite a cool experience.
Even the dispatching parts, it's not time sensitive. Like when a call comes in, you can just like sit and read like, okay, cool, like what am I going to do? So you could 100%.
It's not like quick time events that you have to react quickly to. Yeah.
No, I haven't done it, but I do wonder. I don't know to what depth they go into. Is it heavy rain levels of if you miss this quick time event, like an actual different scene plays out, or is it just you don't really have to put anything in?
Jason
even that said, another thing about it, when you start the game, you can choose, like, do you want to be interactive or do you want to like just watch the things happen?
Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah. So Mick chose the wrong option.
You chose no. I think you always have to play the dispatching part, but the actual, like, when a scene's playing out, and if it's an action scene, you've got to click at the right time or push. I think you can just like get rid of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you reckon there's going to be a second season? I know they've said like they were taken aback at how popular this was. But do they kind of set something up for a second season?
Look, the story's pretty self-contained, but they 100% could make a second season. Like there's where the story ends is like they could lean into this universe so hard. They could introduce more people, or like even just focus on this core group of people and how, like, what is their next threat they face, or like what happens. Yeah, they definitely could, and I'm pretty sure, given the success, they'll lean into it. Maybe Netflix would be like, yes, we want the show now. Just give us the show and fill in the in between stuff with different scenes, whatever. I don't know. Could happen.
I'm keen to see. I think I read that they can't take as long with the second season as they did the first, obviously, because I guess they had infinite runway with the first one in terms of time, because no one was expecting it. So
well,
it's cool that a game like this can kind of come out of nowhere and just have this massive impact. So
I don't know how many copies it sold, but I think it sold enough that I'm sure financially, like they could make a second game, like no problem.
I hope so. It's good. I think last year was filled with a lot of stories like that. Just indie games. I mean, you look at this, you look at Sandfall and Expedition 33, these big surprises out of nowhere that take familiar tropes and trappings and kind of put their own spin on it and make them feel fresh and new again. So I don't think I would have guessed that would have happened for a Telltale style game, but it's cool that it's back. Yeah. Especially since the resurrected Telltale seems to not be putting out anything either. That whole Wolf Among Us 2 thing came out like 4 years ago and haven't heard of it since. So
I forgot that game existed.
Who knows? I mean, yeah, same. They re-announced it at, I think, the Game Awards in 2022, and nothing's happened since then. And if they come out with a 3-month gap between episodes again, it'll just be like, okay, well, this is not working. No.